Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Alpha Life here. Well, I'm sorry about last week's episode. Work did get a little bit out of hand and I was unable to play. And for this week, I'll be honest, I haven't played that much. I am pretty sure that I didn't complete the 8-hour mark. However, I did do the 5 days of Project Discovery, and we are going to take a look into that and what we have been doing because I have also been running some quick missions. So first of all, let's take a look at our wallet, 65 million, as you can see. Not that bad, not that great, but well, most of it does come from miscellaneous, which as you know is Project Discovery and redeemed ISK tokens and stuff like that. Most of it it's from Project Discovery. I made a little bit of numbers and we get around the 8 million ISK per day that we do it. So around 40 million ISK a week. That's actually really great because that's pretty much guaranteed ISK, which we're going to need while we are running this combat, because combat exploration is nothing like mining. It is not guaranteed ISK, which is a little bit of the nice thing about it, because we can get something really good or we can get absolutely nothing. Around 2 million, I think, is the minimum of loot for the narcotics warehouse, which would be the final box from the last structure. So yeah, we're going to get a lot of empty structures, as you will see, but fortunately for this one, we actually got a little bit of something juicy, so that's going to be great for us. Now, for trade, we don't count this because this is from the asteroids and celestials. This is from the last month, well, from the past side of the series. We need to wait for that to clean up, but we do have a little bit of bounties from running our missions, around 8 million from running two narcotics warehouses, and I think two more from the other week that we made an episode. Around 4 to 6 narcotics warehouses and a few missions and some hideaways and refuges. Of course, lots of hideaways and refuges, as we need to do to get some good stuff. And around 6 million in mission agents, which isn't a lot. In between the agent mission time bonuses and the agent mission rewards. Yes, the time bonuses are really good, so I would recommend, if you're running missions, just do them while you're actually doing them and not any other time. So yeah, that's it for the monetary side. Well, not entirely, I'll be honest with you. We still have a few things here in opportunities, so let's claim all of these. That's 2 million and a little bit of change. That's great. And some skill points. That's also really great. And I also have some of these Air Career Program rewards. I think I'm gonna leave these ones for the end of the series. I want to see how much we can actually accumulate from start to finish of the series, and try to see how much we can actually pull off after the 500 million is gathered. So yeah, that has been great. Unfortunately, the daily gold rewards have been not here. We don't get any more daily gold rewards, but we have finally gotten in our Project Discovery. Let me just show you real quick. We can now level up again, which is really great. I have been leveling up for this past week. We are at level 66, aiming for 67 with 99% accuracy, which is great, meaning that we have a lot of superior flow cryometry rewards, which is really handy. And yes, we still have that nice pacifier blueprint, which I'm gonna save up because you only get one of these per character. So I don't want to just spend it, because I think it wouldn't be fair for those of you that are starting off with an older character, maybe some character that already had his, and something like that. So yeah, also loyalty points. We have gotten not that many. Oh, this is not my station. Let's actually get out of here and move on while I jabber about, because I was coming back from my last narcotics warehouse in lowsec, if you needed to know, and I didn't make it all the way back home. So let's actually go over there. Yes, we are in a Mars space because we had it in lowsec, and sometimes narcotics warehouses will do that. They will take you places you didn't intend to go, and that's why I also prefer running Hobgoblins than Hornets. Yes, Hornets will do better damage against Serpentis. However, Hobgoblins also give you the opportunity to do a little bit more damage against drones, and you probably already saw what we got. So yeah, before we actually take a look into that, I'm gonna wait a few seconds and with the magic of editing, you're actually going to see my run of the narcotics warehouse in lowsec, and a little bit of an explanation for those of you that think that running these escalations out of highsec is dangerous. Well, let me tell you something, it is dangerous, but you can mitigate the danger a little bit. So let's get onto that side of the video while I make my way back home, and let's try and see if you guys find anything of value, because I think I have already explained this, but in case there's something I missed, do let me know in the comments below. Again, we have no more losses except for the missions that we had to lose in the missions. These are run scripts. You have to lose the ships. They give you the ships. I didn't buy them. And as you can see, they are pretty much empty except for some civilian stuff and stuff like that. And yes, you do have to lose the ships. So do not worry about that. That is normal. Yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit later. Let's go over to that segment. So we are currently going to our lowsec narcotics warehouse. Let's take a good look into how we're going to be doing that. Of course, you're gonna want to go to set kill board. As you can see right here it is. I'm gonna leave the link in the description below, of course. And we're gonna type the first system that we are going through, and we're gonna see the last kill. The hour is 0036. Nothing recent. So that's good, and then we're gonna go to Chamja in Genesis 002036, and we are going to see, well, it's been in a moon, so that means that it's not at the gate. That's good. That means that we can actually move on with our activity, and of course we're gonna want to remain extremely vigilant, of course, as usual. Local up top. This can also, as close as we can get it, actually I'm gonna move it over here since I now have a slightly bigger screen. You can see that, well, everything has moved around, and yeah, it's annoyance, but it is also really nice because more screen real estate is of course better, especially in a game with so much information like this one. So we're actually going to go up here to our locations tab. We're gonna see that we have no problems, and to this can constantly just press B, not B, but B, and we're gonna go ahead and try to get to our narcotics warehouse. As you can see, there are 3 people in local, but no one in our D-scan. We are at 0.4 system. Hopefully, we will get into a good, nice, quiet system. That's what I'm talking about. And while we warp, I'm gonna Control B and click save. And we're gonna have it wait on us for 2 days. Think is good. And yes, I did make another save close to the gate, close to our site, just in case we need to continue moving along. So let's go ahead and get right into the action. No need to read those messages, they are not that important, so we're actually going to approach very slowly, get our drones out, and start killing stuff. Let's see. I have some cheap charges, uranium charges, because I have been getting them from the other missions and sites and stuff like that. And I was running out of antimatter charges because I have just killed another narcotics warehouse, but in high sec. So I went and left all the expensive stuff that we got, which was pretty much none, at our base where we are running our missions, and we just want to try not to lose everything on this run. Now, the main hard point about running a narcotics warehouse in lowsec is actually running it in lowsec. So the dangerous part is not the narcotics warehouse, the dangerous part is indeed the lowsec. So of course we want to keep a very strong eye in local, and we're gonna want to do this site as fast as possible, because the longer we stay in the system, the easier it is for someone to come and hunt us down. Fortunately, there are some stations in the system, and I'm gonna see if there is not too much stuff. Maybe we will select this as a nice system to do a little bit of low-sec belt tracking. 0.4 you won't get much, but anything you get is better than nothing, and since we're trying to get to that 500 million, anything will definitely help us a lot. I'm gonna help my drones here a little bit, and as soon as they start taking damage, just get that individual drone back and get another one out. As you can see, they will eventually die. You will lose drones on this side, especially if they are Tech 1 cheap drones like mine. So yeah, eventually you will lose some drones. That's okay, especially in the last room since everything is so far away. It's okay, don't worry. Nothing bad is going to happen to you if you lose a few drones. We definitely are gonna want to use our guns and our ammunition to run everything down as much as possible. And I'm actually going to change this to disable safety because we are in low sec, and if we get attacked and there's no way for us to escape, I want to just be able to attack back. Again, cycling our drones, another thingy for us to get close to. Let's start targeting that thing. Okay, there we go, everything destroyed. Get those drones back inside, and we're going to want to take the leftmost jump gate. The leftmost jump gate. This one, it's at an angle, the other one is just flat. So yeah, pretty easy to see which one we're going for. But well, it is what it is. So let's keep on moving. I actually wanted to get some escalations on Galente lowsec, because that means we can start scouting some lowsec systems for us to do belt ratting on. However, it wasn't the case with this one. We're gonna continue running hideaways and refuges in between the missions just to make sure that we still get some good stuff eventually. Right now we haven't gotten anything good, as you may know. My luck in this is legendary for getting absolutely nothing when I record. I think I have gotten something nice once or twice running sites for videos, and yeah, the rest of the time definitely nothing. But it is something to take under consideration if you're gonna be doing some combat exploration, that it is very, very volatile. You can get very good payoffs and you can get absolutely nothing. So do take that into consideration. It's not like mining where every week you should get around the same. If you put in the same amount of hours, definitely not even close to that. So yeah. Now, every one of my drones is getting a little bit of damage, so I'm gonna leave them out there just for a little tiny bit while I get closer, and now I'm gonna bring them back. Let's go. Have them back. I'm gonna start shooting so that I can take aggro back on me, and now that I have been shooting them for a little bit, I'm gonna release the drones again. Keep using those guns, just keep watching the local. That local is going to get you. Let me tell you, local does get you. You think you're nice and comfy, and boom, all of a sudden, a Hecate local has just shot you. And you didn't see it because you're in the Rex tab. Of course, if you did set up your Rex tab like I set up mine, I have a video for that somewhere in the page. But if you do set it up, you should get anyone that pops up into your grid, you should have them highlighted. However, if you do not or set it up wrong or something like that, that's why I generally don't trust the Rex tab. And I will go back to the other one, especially because it doesn't show this thing that we need to destroy. So yeah, do not trust the Rex tab. Sometimes things change, stuff changes, you don't know what you did last time you played. So yeah, do not trust your Rex tab to tell you or if someone is around. Of course, if your local is empty, you can kind of trust it, uh, because in lowsec, if there is no one in local, well, no one's gonna appear on your site, right? However, if you're not checking local that often, don't trust it. Now we're going to want to select this guy. We're going to want to approach him, lock him, release drones. And once we are within 40 kilometers, we're going to send them to him and we are going to get back. We're going to back down. We're gonna be looking at him while I lock up these other guys the closest to me. So, how much range we got? 13 kilometers. That's not nearly good enough. I'm actually going to stop my ship because they can be aggro and just try to stay on top of everything, honestly. That's why the grid thing is very, very useful in this situation. And there we go, he is destroyed. Let's go ahead and get our drones back to us. Yeah, absolutely back to us. Do not have them engage. Do not have them engage. Engage yourself. Turn back around. Launch drones. And attack. Again, this is one of the rooms that's going to take a little bit longer to pull off. So you want to have everything guns and drones on top of them. Yes, I do not have the right ammunition for this. You should be using antimatter. Absolutely 100% of the time should be using antimatter, especially this close range. But I almost don't have any, and what I do have, I want to save up for the final room to actually make the most amount of damage, because that does take a lot longer than even this room. So yeah, again, stay on top of that local tab, local, local, local. We do have something here. And because we are just starting out, you're gonna want to loot absolutely everything without question. Yeah. And since you're using drones, you're not in like a real catalyst where you have to position yourself to shoot stuff down. We can actually just send the drones and continue focusing on looting stuff and all of that. I'm actually going to use a Microwarpdrive just a tiny little bit. And again, lock up the closest guys. Back to your general tab every once in a while. You're gonna want to get on top of things if you get some people in local. Fortunately, we have no one so far. Oof, look at that. One of my drones getting absolutely hammered. So let's get him back. And let's get some drones out. You get back. Fight, and you fight. Again, keep that constant eye on local. Local is never safe from you. You should stay on top of local, absolutely and without a doubt. Get your drones back. They are not taking a beating, well, one of them is, but I am very far from them, so we want to be careful about that because they start taking a beating and they are far. They are going to take longer to get back to you, so you want to be more on top of them. Now, for the third room, we're going to want to queue and double click around 30 kilometers. We're going to want to use the micro warp drive once, then we're going to turn it off. Then we're going to select the first guys that we're going to kill. When we are around 10, we're gonna put I think that's again, since we are so far away, as soon as they start taking damage, get them back inside. Okay, no, again, take damage. Back in. Everyone back inside. Going into guns now. Of course, take a close look into that local every time you can. As you can see, we have a lot of company coming out to us, all of these guys. So we're gonna want to back off now. And yes, in order to make this process a little bit faster, you do want your drones to always be engaging something or returning back to you. And oh my god, finally we get something kinda nice. Now, finally, I have in my recording that we have gotten something nice from a narcotics warehouse, which hasn't happened in a bit of a while. So yeah, 49 million for this module. Let's bring it with us and take it home. Drones are in, guns are reloaded. Now the Perlos way back. Only one system to go, so we should have no much of a problem. I have another warehouse now. That's it. They are all gone. Good. because I would have been really freaked out if one narcotics warehouse escalated into another narcotics warehouse. That would be really, really strange. So, we are going to go back to station and I'll see you guys over there in a second. So, we are back here. Well, you guys are back with me, the other me, not past me, but current me. And now, for a little bit of a trick, you're going to lose drones or at least have them damaged while you run the narcotics warehouses, especially if you're like me and end up getting them extremely damaged and you lose a few, which is definitely an inconvenience because, yeah, we lost at least one. But the good news is you can actually repair the ones that you have left for free. Oh, wait, I docked. No, no, undock, undock. Okay, so what you're going to want to do is get to one of these stations that is a player-owned station, not an NPC station, and you're actually going to want to undock, and some of them will actually repair you for free, most of them to be honest, but you have to be tethered to them, meaning that you have to get out, control space to stop your ship, and in any time now we should get repairs. There we go, we are tethered. This is the tethered symbol, and that means that we should get repairs anytime soon. I'm actually going to orbit this at 5,000. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you want to see a little bit of shortcuts, I actually like using them quite a lot. So for example, for lock target, I have mouse 5. I think I'm actually going to change it. But yeah, here is where you can actually change your shortcuts. So that is really, really useful if you know what you're doing and you're always going to use the same mouse and the same keyboard. Really, really useful. If not, not that useful to be honest. But as you can see now, we are getting repaired. And because our ship didn't have any damage, our drones are the only ones getting repaired. But if you were to go down into structure, that is how you get yourself repaired. You just go fly close to one of these stations, and as long as you're tethered, you're most likely going to get repaired. So that is really, really convenient, especially for drone boats like the one we're using, where you don't want to necessarily lose a lot of drones. I mean, they are Tech 1 drones are not expensive, but when you start using Tech 2 drones, you're actually going to feel the sting every time you lose one. Not because they are very expensive, but they are a little bit more expensive, and you do have to use a lot of them, so you don't want to lose a lot of them. So yeah, that is great advice, and because you can find this sort of station pretty much everywhere, that is going to be great. 96, a little bit more, 100%. Let's go away. And when you're done repairing, this symbol of repairing is actually going to disappear. So that is also really useful for you to see what you're doing and what you're not doing. Oh, by the way, I also have some great news for next week. We should be able to start up with our T0 Firestorm running in our catalyst, which should be pretty great. Let's see some plutonium charges. Yes, 15 to 23 kilometers. That is great. That was exactly what we needed. Although the capacitor is not doing all that good, so we are actually going to try to get some capacitor management skills. We already have them. Oh my god. Although we should get the thermodynamics, I think not just yet. Let's actually go into gunnery and try to see if we can reduce. No, let's go into armor. Yeah, not that much. Let's actually just dock. I don't know why we weren't docked. What can we do to get a little bit better capacitor? Because as you can see, we are 20% off, meaning 3 minutes. That's actually quite a lot of time, but I think we can. 3 minutes. Yeah, hopefully we can make it. If you are, however, wondering whether or not you can actually make it, and there is another way, and the reason why I like running missions is because you can get this type of stuff, capacitor. So for the 1%, for the 1% reduction in capacitor recharge time, that's really good. 1% to capacitor capacity, that is also really good. And one capacitor for need of modules requiring capacitor emission system skill. So those are all really good. We can get 2 of them. No, we can only get 1 of them right now. So for next week, I should run a few more missions, and we should we should get a little bit closer into looking at what we can do about that capacitor need with our catalyst to run those TCL Firestones. So as you can see, we are full. We are just back from running our narcotics warehouse. And fortunately, we did get a little bit, as you can see here in the estimated price, 55 million. Let's actually go to our market thingy. Let's go to the, here it is. Of course, I'm gonna have the link in the description below, but there we go. If Tycoon. Yes, I did have to go to my history to check it. So let's see, currently a Type 1 element afterburner. Let's take a good look into what you're worth. Just type it. There we go. So we just type it in here, currently a Type 1 element afterburner. Let's see. Yes, this is the one. And what it's being sold for, and down there what it's being bought for. So it's being bought for 44 million down in Amar. Oof, we were just over there. That's not great. 43 million in Jita, that's also not bad. So I think this is a really great thing that we got. So let's get it into our item hangar. What else did we get? As you can see, not many interesting things, but a few not terrible things. Around 6 million estimated price, of course. Drones, we will replace the one we lost, and the rest of this stuff goes back. So yeah, we did spend a lot of ammunition. Most of our original antimatter ammunition is gone, which is not great, but I have been spending a little bit of the rest of this that we have been getting for free just by destroying some rats. That's the great thing about drones, that they do not consume ammunition, but our guns currently do. If we were AMAR, we could use lasers that don't consume ammunition, however, we are not. So I'm actually going to, if I would like to make folders of these, but I can't right now, and I don't necessarily want to spend the ISK to buy them. So far we are actually doing not so bad. What are going to be the upgrades coming for next week? We're going to try to get to our catalyst fit and running some tier 0 abyssals, and we are also going to be looking forward to purchasing one cap recharger 2, which should give us a little bit better time on those guns and on that repairer. Definitely looking into that. But other than that, that should be it for this episode. I'm sorry if it's a short one. I'm sorry, terribly sorry about last week's episode. Work has been really hectic, and I was unable to make another episode. Not only record, but I didn't even get to play anything for that week. And for this week, yes, I didn't play a lot. I did definitely. I'm absolutely sure I didn't pass the 6 hour mark, but I think we can compensate that with the next episode, trying to get it to you guys as fast as possible. So, guys, again, thank you also very much for watching. Remember, if there's something in particular you want to see, my other characters, they are still active and they still are working. Anything you would like me to try and do let me know. If it's within the budget, I will be more than happy to do it and try to explain to you guys after I learn how to do it myself. Now, other than that, do let me know what you think about my editing and my microphone. Hopefully it's been solved. The problems I have been having with the microphone, it just disconnects and does some weird stuff, but hopefully it's been solved. And guys, thank you also very much for watching. This has been the Alpha Life, and I will see you all in the next one.